Ladies and gentlemen, here we are in Abyssal City, and on the right-hand side of the map, we have our red Zerg player from the team FXO Open Esports. It's JKS. His opponent here off to the left-hand side is our blue Zerg player from the team Prime, the one and only Bumblebee.
Yeah, and you know, in case you guys don't know, Bumblebee, he goes by Tyrius as well. This is the person that was causing that big uproar back at IPL 4.
Yeah, because Scarlet actually took him out in the very first round. So,
yeah.
I mean, like, it was weird because he got thrown onto the map by way of getting killed by someone else, but ended up in Scarlet's favor.
Yeah, so but it was a big deal, not because, you know, you could be like, Tyrius, Bumblebee lost to Scarlet way in the beginning. Like, no, it was a big deal because he's actually a really, really good player. So let's just get into this game because things are already going to be heating up for sure really fast. Is that an 8-pool or 9-pool, Kev? 9-pool?
10-pool, I think, actually, it was. So, yeah, a 10-pool, hopefully with the Overlord popping up here in a second. Now, is he going to do the drone pull version? Are we going to have a very quick game number 1? And really, what's Bumblebee going to do? Hopefully, we're going to see a 14 or 15 pool here in a second. If he goes for that 15 hatch, things could get disastrous. And no, this, let's see here what, never mind. There have been some people lately that have been going, Leenock, actually, his teammate, is fond of this, going with gas and going for an earlier Baneling nest.
Yeah, we did just see that, of course, the other day. Epic set there between Leenock and Hyun, but here we are. It is going to be a 15 hatch out of Bumblebee to start off. And, well, JKS is going to be pretty happy about this. I mean, he's got 6 Zerglings on the way already. Likely going to follow it up with some more. Could go for a queen. I see him selecting that hatchery, but no. Still moving to that larva, and there they are. 8 Zerglings on the way right now for JKS. He's going to be laying on the heat. All
right. Well,
goodness.
JKS is going for the throat right away. Are we going to get a drone pull here?
And
no. Okay, there's a queen behind this, so he's not. This is certainly a very aggressive, very strong play at the beginning here, but it's...
There we go.
Yeah.
The spawning pool just started. He had 300 minerals. Like, he had 300. His gas was finished. He was at 17 supply, 300 minerals, and then Tyrius dropped his spawning pool. He's probably dead here. It's a very, very long way away. That spawning pool was so late. That was an error that took Bumblebee from a bad position to a horrid one.
Okay, well, I mean, he still does have recourse here. He sees all the Zerglings showing up. He's got his spawning pool down. He may just have to give up this hatchery. We'll see what he does here in just a moment. Actually, his second gas, no, he didn't actually end up going with gas at all. So first gas is just now dropping down. This hatchery is likely going to fall, gets canceled right at the very last second, and he retreats with the drone inside of the main. Now, of course, behind this, JKS is putting up his own hatchery, and that's the advantage he wants here. He would love to grab a couple of worker kills and manages to snag at least one drone for now. But that's not as important to him anymore because he has the hatchery advantage. He's pulled these workers off of mining for so long.
I mean, at the same time, we're looking at a, what, 9 Zergling count here. So here get the Lings. They're about to spawn, and, I mean, he's not going to go for the surround on the eggs. It looks like he's just going to keep these Lings alive, get out of there. He's denied a ton of mining time and is in a really nice position. Yeah,
and he's already killed 4 workers on top of that, so he's done quite well for himself. JKS backs out of there with the last couple of Lings. Total unit count, Bumblebee down by 3 workers, down a hatchery. Does he even have a queen up yet? Okay, looks like it just spawned, but the queen had already been ejecting quite a few times off of this hatchery here for JKS. So our FXO Zerg player is in a quite nice spot to begin this game.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that was like the worst. That was the worst not reaction, but like the worst build I've ever seen somebody do versus a 10-pool. I mean, he went for the hatchery, then the gas, of course. He canceled the gas upon seeing the Zerglings coming out, but his spawning pool is also 100 minerals late. So I'm astounded that Tyrius is alive right now, and at least he's going to be able to continue in this game.
All right. Well, I mean, yeah, it would have been difficult with the amount of Lings that JKS have produced to outright kill him right there. And Bumblebee is going to be playing at a massive advantage. Now we've got to find him. What corners does he cut to try and get back into this? Do we see a massive all-in in a second? Do we see him try to take extra hatcheries early? Does he try to push out nothing but an economic advantage? He's going to have to take a risk. The question is, what is that risk going to be?
Yeah, let's take a look at the Overlord positioning of JKS. Does he have all the bases covered? Because I see he's actually not looking at the third, and he does have comprehensive vision of it. Looks like every single
he'll be able to see if any drones pop down there.
So I mean, he can't see the third, but he will see those drones, as you said. That really takes out the going for a fast expansion, at least anywhere obvious. I mean, you could always, you know, research Overlord drops, Kevin, and then you load a drone into the Overlord and then take it over the ledge and then drop it on the other side. That would not work.
Yeah. not at all.
So not too many options here for Bumblebee, in all honesty.
Now, JKS, I wonder what he's going to go for here in a second. He's got his first 100 gas. He decided to double gas, actually, to catch up. We're going to see Zergling speed first. Is he going to gun it for lair? No, he's obviously not going to gun it for lair right away unless it pops down in his natural, because he's got his queen popping up here inside of his main. A few lings being chased away by JKS, who's taken pretty good map control, but obviously he doesn't have that Baneling nest. He's got his first evolution chamber on the way now, but still nothing has been used by that gas.
Yeah, he's really just pulling it up for now. I mean, yeah, the Ego Chamber's half done. Roachborn, I mean, we still haven't seen the lair start up, which is actually, like, super duper surprising. He could be expecting a big all-in play. Let's actually take a look at his vision. I see the Overlord did creep in. He sees the gas is going down pretty late here. And the Spine Crawler, and he sees a very low drone count at the natural. So this makes a lot of sense, actually, out of JKS. He's worried about the possibility of Tyrius going for a really big attack play here upon seeing the low drones, but the reality is that's just how far behind he set Tyrius. He's doing all he can.
I will say, though, JKS has not done an especially good job yet of stretching his lead. He's played very defensive out of this, and actually he had given up the worker lead to his opponent there. As you can see, Bumblebee's actually up now in workers by a couple for now. So,
but he made a Roachborn and 2 Spine Crawlers. He made the Roachborn so early. He was definitely worried about an attack. So you're absolutely right. I mean, him worrying about the attack allowed Bumblebee to catch up.
Okay, so now Bumblebee is at least in a somewhat equitable position. I mean, he still is a little bit behind on a couple key tech paths. Oh, but there we go. His Infestation Pit actually hits a lot sooner. And he's not going to have any sort of early roaches, but he doesn't really care about that right now. He's going to pool gas. He's going to wait for the Infestation Pit to finish up, get that early pathogen glands. Now, this would be a nice little advantage for JKS. If he takes his third base up here, that actually stretches a pretty good lead if that goes unopposed.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be taking that third. It will obviously help if he can hold on to it. And he's making a lot of roaches right now, but okay, so he is switching back into drones. I was really wondering if JKS, you know, sometimes you like make a mistake, Kevin, and you're like, okay, I need to compensate for this mistake now. So JKS, you know, he could have tried to attack, and in fact, look, a Nidus Worm going down right now. He's going to have +1. He's got Gleal. He's already got a lot of roaches on the field. If he can get Bumblebee to try to react to this third, if Bumblebee goes for a fast third here, thinks this is going to be a macro style of game, I mean, he's making 6 roaches, but if we see drones behind this, he could definitely die to this play from JKS.
I want to mention, too, JKS did a really clever thing here. As unfortunately, it looks like Bumblebee was able to react to this in time, but he actually dropped down a creep tumor so he could scoot up with his 3 queens quicker and kill the Overseer that was over the edge. Because otherwise, if he had tried to pick it off slowly, he would have been too slow to actually get over there. We do have an Overlord in position up at the top, so I'm waiting for that Nidus Worm to drop in. At the same time, some Zerglings are poking at this third base, but not a lot in position to defend against this sort of play.
Tyrius made a lot of drones. And this is exactly what we're saying he couldn't do. Now, he is going to have the Infestors on the way. But does he have time? I don't think he does. I mean, he couldn't make drones. That's the reality of it. He didn't make that many. He only made 3 or 4, but that shows he did not expect this attack to be coming. Now there's roaches on the way and an Infestors as well. Everything is wrapping up here for Tyrius. Is he going to be able to hold?
Okay, nice shot popping up with the queens first so we can transfuse up this Nidus Swarm if need be. First queen does fall. The rest of the units are trying to react, but look at this. At the same time, okay, I guess that was just a couple of Zerglings, but a few units were headed down towards that third in order to get a read on it, and JKS is going to steamroll this force up at the front. Infestors pop out and do drop off a couple of fungal growths. Yes, so they do some damage over the queens here and the amount of energy that they have available. They'll be able to transfuse up these roaches over and over again.
Oh, yes, they will. You know what? GG just is going to drop down here for Tyrius, folks.
All right, so that's game number 1 for Team FXO. JKS jumping out to a quick lead.
Nice job there from the starter from FXO. Question is, who's Prime going to be bringing out next, Kev?
Well, we mentioned before that they like using strong players to begin things. They're going right from Bumblebee to Marine King.
Yep. All right.
All right, so they're going right to one of their very strongest players, one of the most notable Terran players probably in StarCraft history, one of the at least probably 5 or 10 most popular players of all time.
Yeah, I mean, MKP is just, right when he hit the scene, I mean, I know I had a friend who got into esports about the same time as me, and he was just obsessed with Marine King Prime. He loved, he was like, this guy, he's just so innovative. He's like, I just love how he takes simple things and uses them in crazy ways. And I mean, since then, Marine King has kind of like He toned it down, and then all of a sudden it was like a giant crescendo explosion as he just suddenly was, lifting command centers and taking the gold bases at the beginning of an MLG match. Like, this guy's crazy, man. You never know what to expect from him, so pretty pumped.
All right, well, we're going to run into a commercial break, and when we get back, it'll be time for game number 2 between Marine King Prime and FXO JKS.